Hey, it's Musketshot. You can contact us by email at indestructiblegaming@gmail.com. That's INDIESTRUCTABLE gaming@gmail.com. Drop us a line and tell us about a game that we should try, or just say hi. If you're a game developer, we would love to hear from you and talk to you about your game. And hey, thanks for listening. Now on with the show. Hit it, Mr. K.
Indestructible Gaming. Choose your character. Musketshot. Mr. K. Let the review begin.
Welcome to Indestructible Gaming and More. I am Musketshot. Alongside me is my co-host, Mr. K. Mr. K, hello.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
All right. So this week, we got a little bit of a short podcast this week after last week's hour and a half long podcast. Hopefully most of you got a chance to listen to the interview. That was really fun to do. So this week, we're doing a short, quick game called Fruit.
Yes.
And in the background, you'll hear some music from the game Fruit.
I'm in the mood for fruit now.
Yeah. So this music is actually created by two artists. The name is Roll Music and Kamaku. The links were given to us by Fruit Friend, who is the creator of Fruit. So we thank you, Fruit Friend, for letting us use this music and get a taste of the music that's in the game and the music that kind of you hear throughout the game that kind of sticks in your head even after you're done playing. So
always a good sign.
Yep. I can get into a little bit of the developer for what I could find on the developer. There isn't a lot of information, but the game Fruit is developed by Fruit Friend, and Fruit Friend is on Twitter, and we followed Fruit Friend, and Fruit Friend followed us, and so that's why we're doing a review of Fruit after we played it. So we figured we'd give Fruit Friend a opportunity to see their game played and talked about and done on a podcast. So that's why we're doing that this week. So for a limited time, because of quarantine, it's free right now. There is another game by Fruit Friend on itch.io, also called Summer Fruit. And this game is also free right now to download.
Is that the new one?
Nope. It could be a newer one, but there's an even newer one coming out in June, supposedly in June of 2020. That's going to be called Pear Potion.
That's the one I was thinking about.
Yeah. So Pear Potion is supposed to come out in June 2020, and we've seen some screenshots and some gameplay of it on Twitter. Fruit does not have a rating, but I would have to say that if it did have a rating, it would be E for everyone. Do you want to get into the story?
I think the game gives off like an Atari vibe.
Together.
Definitely. It's very vague. They kind of just put you in, and you kind of just figure things out for yourself. They don't give you a directional route where you're supposed to go. You just kind of adventure. Like Atari's Adventure.
Yeah, it is an adventure game, that's for sure.
The main idea of it is, I think you play as a strawberry, right? That's what it looks like to me.
Well, I don't know if it's a strawberry, but it's a small character. I was trying to figure out what the character is supposed to be, and I'm not sure if there's any description anywhere on Twitter about what the character is supposed to be, but I don't know if it's supposed to be a person or a thing. I'm not sure, but it's a small character.
But apparently, I guess everyone turned into these, or most people turn into these lifeless, I want to say golems. They're grayed out. They have black eyes. They kind of just sit there like statues.
Yeah.
And your main goal is to go around with bombs you use, which you can find throughout the world of the various lands, which I think are sand, forest, and pond, I guess. Or a cave.
Rock or cave, yeah, there's something like that.
Once you get those bombs, you can go into other places, discover new things, and eventually grab a heart in which your character will get a power and basically bring everyone back to life.
You have to find a strawberry. which is the main part of the game. It's a piece of fruit. You got to find that fruit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say fruit. Yeah.
So
Did
when
I say
you
heart? Yeah. I meant to
yes,
say fruit.
so yeah, well, it looks like a heart. The way it's the graphics, it looks like a heart, but it is a strawberry. You find once you find the strawberry, you actually get like power for probably about 30 seconds, maybe. Yeah, okay.
Not give or take.
Give or take some seconds here and there. We won't be there. We won't be too picky. Yeah, you get power to sort of go back to those lifeless characters, and there's vegetation in the game that's looks like it's dead, and you can go over them with your power. Your character's glowing with energy, and you go over those characters and the vegetation, and you bring it back to life. So everybody kind of comes back to a more vibrant color.
Basically, your objective is basically restoring the land.
Yes.
And making it prosper.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of E.T. a little bit, where you're trying to heal everything, but it also has a little bit of a Pac-Man feel to it, because when you have the strawberry, you only have a limited time to do this, and to kind of leave like certain levels to get to other levels to heal people or things. Similar to Pac-Man, you eat the tablet, you only got so many seconds to get the ghosts while they're blue before they turn back to normal. So it is a little... That, I think, in the game is probably the hardest part of the game. And just sometimes it's just trying to remember where everybody was in the level that you have to go to and getting to them in time to do that before your power runs out. And the strawberries do reappear, so you can go back and get the strawberry again. But again, like I said, you only have so many seconds before it runs out on you.
All right, so the characters are basically pretty simplistic. The style is, I think, 8-bit, you would say, right?
Yeah.
It looks 8-bit to me.
Very, very, if you've played Atari or some of those games from the early 80s, it's very similar to that.
You can tell with the characters that they try to make them look like pieces of fruit, or at least one of them did to me. One of them looked like a blueberry, but they usually have a smile on them.
Yeah.
Or for some reason, a frightened expression. Like there's this one character that just looks like they're drowning. I mean, I didn't know how I felt about that, because when I saw that, the music cut out because I was going into a different area, and that happens every once in a while with the music, but it's not a big issue.
Yeah.
The music isn't terrible.
No,
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But the characters, basically, they try to look like, I don't know, like a frog. There's a normal man.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also, like I said, the pieces of fruit. So you got the blueberry. Did you see any other pieces of fruit?
No, I
can't remember.
I think there's only about 3 different characters besides and the frog. So there's some frogs that I'm not sure if there was any point to the frogs other than they were just there in the game.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There's some characters that are yellow, some are blue, like you said. The ones that are blue are round, they got a big smiley face on them. And then there's the ones that are gray, and those are the ones that need to be healed.
The music is pretty good, though. The music gets stuck in your head. It's not too repetitive.
Yep. And it changes a lot.
It does change a lot, so it's not going to be blasting your ears the whole time.
Right. The music does change a lot when you're in the game, depending on where you are in the game. It's really interesting. The music's fun to listen to. I liked it a lot. Like I said, I got it stuck in my head all the time. I found myself listening to it or thinking about it when I was at work today. So it's kind of good music. I like it.
Yeah, I like the forest music.
Yeah.
That's pretty catchy.
The music at the start of the game I like a lot, and you hear that often throughout the game. So, and it does have like a sort of an 8-bit sound to it. So if you've played 8-bit games, whether it's Atari or other 8-bit games that indie developers have made, you'll you'll be familiar with that kind of a sound to it.
It's not a bad thing whatsoever.
No.
So the bombs, basically, one of the main mechanics is there's going to be bombs scattered around the world. You can hold only one at a time, which kind of it sucks. Kind of wish I had 3 instead of 1, but you're not gonna. They're all scattered around. You can grab them pretty easily, so it's not that big of an issue.
Yeah.
And basically, in some walls, you'll see some rocks. It's pretty obvious. They're different colored from the world, so they stand out. So you're not gonna run by it and then say like, "Oh, where is it?" You're gonna come back. You're gonna come to it and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna blow that up," and that will lead you to a special area where you could probably find a piece of strawberry and heal everyone, or you can just find a frog. You won't know until you look.
Right. Yeah, and the bomb detonation is pretty simple. You just put the bomb in front of the brick or the stone or whatever it is. Hit the Z button. About 2 seconds later, it blows up, takes out the wall, and you can go into that next level there. And the movement of the game is pretty simple too. Just arrow on the keyboards, right? That's all I did. I don't know if you
arrow
use
on the
letters.
keyboards, and then you press the Z button for the bombs.
Yeah, very simple movement of the character in the game, which is good. There's no violence in the game. You can't use the bombs on the characters. I tried. I tried to put a bomb next to him to see what would happen. I tried to, get into the bomb when it explodes, and nothing really seemed to happen to me. So you don't really die or anything like that. It doesn't seem to hurt you. It's mainly just exploring the different levels and trying to find fruit, strawberry, to heal your friends within a game. And there are a lot of different levels to explore. It's not like there's only 10 levels. There's a whole bunch of different levels. So you can get lost at times trying to remember which way to go. But I didn't think it was too difficult, though.
They don't really branch out too far. And if they do branch,
Right.
It's not going to leave you going on forever. You're going to go on like a 5-second walk and back.
Right. So there's not a lot to this game to discuss. We've pretty much hit, I think, everything on it other than our final impressions. So this is going to be a super quick podcast today.
So my overall impression of Fruit is I like the 8-bit graphics. The songs I like the songs a lot. The only problems I saw with it was incredibly short, but the creator tells you this before you play it. On the site where you can download it, itch.io, look up Fruit, you'll find it. They say it, but from what you get from it, I think it has a lot of charm to it. If the creator works on it harder and probably builds on top of it and makes, like a Fruit 2 and make it 10 times bigger, I can see something good come out of it. It has the adventure Atari feel. If Fruit Friend builds off of this, I can see a good series growing. And judging by the new game that's coming out, it's only going to get better from there. Well, so if I had to give it an overall score, I would give it a good 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, my impression is that I think, like you said, it's before you download the game, there is a comment from Fruit Friend saying that the game takes approximately about 20 minutes to play. And I think that's about right, depending on how quick you are with finding things and getting to the end. It'll take about 20 minutes. The game, I think, the gameplay is easy to understand. I think this is a great game for young kids to, play on the computer next to their parents. It gives them a good idea of like searching for things and then trying to memorize where things were and how to get back to certain things. So I think it's a great first game for kids. I would be interested in playing Pear Potion when it comes out. Might even be interested in trying Summer Fruit as well on itch.io. But Pear Potion I'd like to try because it seems like that's going to be more of an adventure game. Maybe, I don't want to say dungeon crawler type game, but it looks like almost looks like the character from what I've seen is like kind of like a wizard and shooting things. There isn't a lot in this game, like I said, but I think it's a fun game to play. I finished it twice. I think both times I finished it in about 20 minutes. So there aren't that many games that I can finish real easily. so but this was one of them. I mean, I would rate this probably a 5.5 out of 10. And it's not because I think it's a bad game. I just think it's a better game for kids than it is for adults. I don't think most adults would really want to spend a lot of time on this one. But I think there's a lot. I think the idea is good to sort of have an adventure game. On itch.io, it mentions that it's a adventure RPG type game, and I don't think it's really an RPG personally, but I would definitely say it's an adventure game because you're searching around and going to different levels. I think that this game is good. I think it's, like I said, if Proof Friend can build on this by developing Pear Potion into a more full game that is more, I think, adult oriented as well, saying 18 plus type thing, but adult oriented where it's more of a full game that you're not going to finish in 20 minutes or less. I think that'll be great. I think there's a lot of passion put into the game, and Fruit Friend seems to answer just about everybody's comments, which is really cool. They don't ignore anybody, and which is pretty cool. And we've had, when we reached out to Fruit Friend on Twitter, Fruit Friend answered us the same day, so that was pretty neat. So again, like I said, I'd give it a 5.5 out of 10, but not because it's a bad game. It's just because I finished it so quickly the first night that I was like, oh, I was kind of expecting more. I guess I wasn't expecting it to be so calming or not much to the game. It's, like I said, it's a good kids game, and I would highly recommend it for kids to download, or for parents to download it for their kids and stuff like that to play. So
if your friend builds upon it, I bet it'd be a good series for kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's a very colorful game too. There's a lot of color in it and stuff like that. It's fun. The characters are nice looking characters. They're not mean looking, and other than when they're gray and they're grayed out. Once you heal them, they get all happy and stuff like that. So it's a cute game.
So have you ever wanted to go to space?
Yes, absolutely.
The next game we're going to be reviewing is Deliver Us the Moon.
Yeah, this is a game I saw at PAX East this year, and I thought it looked pretty cool. And now it's on Game Pass, so
your dream come true.
Yeah, we're going to try this out. But yeah, we'll see if we make it there. So that's it for this week, folks. Sorry it's a short podcast, but after last week, we did an hour and a half, so we figured we'd do a short game this week and give you a quick review. So hopefully you enjoyed last week's podcast. You got to hear the interview we did with the game developers from Ready, Set, Go. We hope to be able to do that again sometime with some other developers, either do an interview or something like that. Each time we reach out to the developers and ask different questions and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully that'll happen again soon. But hopefully you enjoyed it. But other than that, that's all I got. Right. So I will see you, Mr. K. Have a good weekend.
Musketshot. Next week, we'll see you all there.
Bye.
All right, peace.
Game over.
Hey, it's Mr. K here. I just want to let you know that you can follow us and like us on Facebook and Twitter. By the way, you can also download this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and TuneIn Radio. All right, folks. Have an awesome day. See ya.